Hi folks, and welcome to another episode of Ferrum Wrestling 411. I'm your host Gary Holden, Assistant AD and Sports Information Director. With me is Head Wrestling Coach Nate Yetzer and our 125-pounder Robert Cunningham. Fellas, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Robert, you guys had an excellent tournament last weekend. I
Yes,
saw
sir.
where you took first place at 125, had a couple other guys take first as well. Talk a little bit about going in, what your anticipation was walking into that tournament. You were down at that UNC Pembroke Classic.
Last year, we was all freshmen. We didn't know what to expect, but this year we fought a lot of effort. And the guys that fought like for 7 minutes straight, you see the results. Had 3 champions, 4 other places. And freshmen, they fought hard too. They had some good matches, but I think people who really wanted it with more experience, we got it done.
They probably had a little bit of the benefit, those freshmen, because they had a bunch of sophomores that had been there the year before and can remind them. You know, it's one thing to hear it from the coaches, but it's another thing to hear it from the wrestlers. You know, this is what it's going to be like. You got to be prepared. These guys are coming for your head and everything.
Yeah.
So
we was telling them how just to be on your toes. You don't know what to expect. There's Division I, Division II teams.
Yeah.
It's not in the practice room, so you got to go hard.
Nate, did you guys see any Division III wrestlers down there? Was it all D2, D1s?
They were all Division II, Division I. Mostly Division II, and a couple of NAIA, but the vast majority of them were Division II, Division I.
But the bottom line is we're competing last weekend with scholarship athletes.
Right, yep. So, and Robert, was under-recruited. I mean, he's very talented, you can tell, and luckily we picked him up, but... so I think a lot of our guys, the guys that had success, they probably should be on scholarship, but they love it here at Ferrum, and they bought in, and so I don't put too much stock in that, but because these guys are good enough to compete with anybody. We work hard; it's just as hard as anybody. We really do, and trust me, I went to Edinburgh, was at Binghamton, was at Virginia Tech, and we work every bit as hard as those guys. So and in fact, these guys. For a day-to-day thing, they probably work harder because they have to do work study, they have to do all this other stuff where they just can't just go lay around in the dorms. And on top of that, they're paying for the school. So, I got a lot of respect for these guys, man. And I expect a lot out of them, but they always respond. So.
Well, it's about 8:30 this morning. And Robert, I understand you've pretty much put in a half a day's work already. Had a workout this morning, and then have to get showered.
Drill.
Have to get showered and come on over here and do the show.
Yeah, morning grind.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your matches at the tournament. I saw you went 4-0.
Yeah.
Any one match particularly was a tougher match for you?
My semifinals match. I don't think I put as much work into the last probably 3 minutes, but the first 4 minutes I came out firing, and then at the end I guess I got a little lazy, but I fought all the way through and finished the match and won 6-4.
And semifinals are typically the big round of a tournament. If you win, the worst you can do is second place in the tournament. You just got to win one more match to win it. You lose, you can go down as far as 6th place. You got to go through a dogfight to get a couple more wins to finish third and everything. So those semifinals, especially like at the NCAA tournament, that's the desperation round right there.
Right, absolutely.
It really is. So.
Yep, it's good. It prepares our guys for the end of the year. So.
Yep. Nate, talk a little bit about you had 5 other guys besides Robert Place. You had 2 other champions. Talk a little bit about Damon Miner, 157, and Nick Rodriguez at 197. Both won the tournament.
Well, starting with Damon, I think he went 5-0. He had a really impressive run. He went like 1-2, or maybe I went 2 here last year, and he's always had the ability, always had the talent. But now I think he's starting to put the mental part into it. I think really starting to believe in himself. As much as we believe in him. Just watch him in the practice room, and a lot of people don't know this, but the practice room is unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, and we were just like, how did this dude never win a state title in high school, And part of it was he was always in the wrong weight class. He should have been in a lower weight class, and but he's got a lot of tools. And I think, he's really focusing on, he's not going 100% then 0. You know what I mean? He found a happy median. Sure. And I think it's now he can wrestle for 7 minutes and have a lot of success. I mean, he really dominated. I don't think he had really too many close matches. And then Nick, he beat up a couple top 15 guys in Division II, and it wasn't even really close. I mean, I don't think he had a really close match, to be honest with you.
I saw in his bracket he beat the number 1 seed, 8-2, and then he beat the number 4 seed to get to the finals. Beat the number 4 seed 11-4. Those are pretty scores.
And those scores are not really reflective too, because both those matches he probably rode the kids for 3 minutes. That's not an exaggeration. So it's pretty impressive. He had his way with them, and for a freshman. And obviously, there's some holes in his wrestling. We still got to get him better. And but so far, he looks like the real deal. So
good. We saw him at the black and gold scrimmage at the beginning of the year, and he looked impressive then. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do. So.
Yep.
You had a couple other place winners. Paul Biggs, 141 pounds.
Came all the way back through. Yep.
And I understand he lost to a kid, and then later on came back and made a decision, the same kid that he lost to.
Yeah, I think he lost him by like 5 or 6 points. They came back and beat him by like 10.
Yeah,
so it's like
19 to 10.
Yeah, like a 16-point swing in the day.
That's impressive.
So,
He had something to prove.
Yeah, and I think I think as the day goes on, he gains more confidence and starts to feel better. I mean, he's dropping down to 41. It's gonna be an adjustment for him.
Sure.
It still is, I think.
Sure.
Especially for the dual meets our weigh-in. I mean, he's gonna struggle at the black and gold match.
Sure.
Because he was first time down there. Yeah. I mean, he hadn't been down there since high school. So.
Yeah.
And then Corbin Ramos lost his first one. The guy who ended up winning it.
And he lost only by a point.
He was beating him all the way at the end. I think he got reversed at the end or something to lose.
So the guy
but then he came all the way back through and picked up a couple falls and finished fourth. His knee was bothering him for the third and fourth. You heard it in the match before, third and fourth. You could tell he wasn't kind of the same guy, but still a winnable match. But he ended up finishing fourth. Did a good job coming back through. Yep. And then Tate Delaney lost in the semis to the eventual champ and had his leg up in the end to beat him and then didn't finish. And then maybe felt a little sorry for himself, but didn't wrestle great for the next two matches and finished sixth.
And there's an example of you're in the semifinals, you lose, and then if you have a setback, you let that
it's on your mind.
You let that loss hurt you, and next thing you know, you lose again, and you're
it's on your mind.
Place.
Yep. So that's always a tough match to turn around. Like you lose a semifinal in a close match, then turn around and get geared up for it. I mean, that happens all the time.
Sure. Let's talk a little bit about the next match. You guys are at Washington and Lee and King's College out of Pennsylvania. Both teams are within your region and everything. You're wrestling them in a double dual meet on Saturday the 22nd. Talk a little bit about those two teams. They fairly strong?
Yeah, I mean, they're I think they're both kind of still building. You know what I mean? Especially Washington Lee, because I know the coach there pretty well. He's doing a really good job. It just takes a little longer because it's such a hard school to get into.
Right.
And it's expensive. It's like $60-something thousand a year to go there. But he's doing the right things. I mean, they got they're 97 and 74. They're the real deal. They're pretty good. So
if they've got a good 97 and we've got a fairly good 97,
yeah,
that'll be a heck of a match.
Yeah, it should be a battle. Yep, absolutely. So.
Yep. What time do those matches start next Saturday?
Weigh-ins are at 10, so the first match between King and Washington Lee is 11, and then we wrestle 1 against King, and then we wrestle 3 o'clock as Washington Lee.
Okay.
Yeah, so it should be this should be some interesting matchups. King College, I don't know much about them, to be honest with you. So just what I saw the regionals, their 2 best kids last year graduated. So I think they're kind of rebuilding phase a little bit. But you get a bunch of PA kids on a team, they're going to be competitive.
Very tough wrestling up in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
We all know that. Our Dave Newcomb, our guy that works over the career services officer, he's from Pennsylvania. He'll tell you all about Pennsylvania wrestling. Very, very strong. So.
Yep.
All right, so listen, Robert, I know that you're excited about wrestling next weekend. We're excited about seeing you. We won't see you on the home mats until second semester, but we'll probably have you back on the show at some point in time here, and I appreciate you coming in this morning.
Oh, thank you. Nice to be here.
All right, great. Good luck next weekend. Nate, thanks again for everything.
Thanks,
I guess we'll be back on the air next Thursday here.
Yes. Next Thursday. Yep.
Another episode. During the season, folks, we will try to do Ferrum Wrestling 411 once a week, and then in the off season, we do it about once a month or so.
Yeah. Once every 3 weeks or so. Yep.
Great. So we'll see you back here next week. I'm Gary Holden. Thanks for being with us today. Have a great day.